Hello and welcome to some more Star Citizen. This is a podcast hosted by me, the lovely BoredGamer, and I'm also joined by the lovely Zin. Say hello, lovely Zin.
Hello, lovely Zin.
Perfect. We're going to be talking about Star Citizen now for 3.23.1a. A little bit of an update there. 3.23.2. We've got Javelin concerns because some people were worried that the Javelin was going to come stripped of all gear. And we're going to be talking about general balance and how 4.0 is such a massive change that really everything else at the moment's a placeholder for that when it comes to weapon tuning and that sort of stuff, but we'll be talking about that in a minute. Firstly, Zin and I have just completed Planet Crafter. What did you think of Planet Crafter, Zin?
Yeah, it was good. I did play it 2 years ago when it was still early access, so it wasn't complete. They've added a hell of a lot. Yeah, so Planet Crafter, nice chill game for the most part, where you are basically trying to terraform a planet. You can play it multiplayer, and the planet terraforms. It's a first-person sort of survival and resource management game. There's lots going on. It's cool, and it's fantastic to see your planet, which you can't breathe on to start with, and you're really scavenging for resources and water and stuff, slowly become an actual livable planet with wildlife and stuff. And Sin suggested we played it, and I thought it was absolutely fantastic. Dragged on a bit at the end. Yeah, but it's only for like the last... I mean, I think I probably stood around for 2 hours just waiting for the I mean, to be fair, we could have done stuff. We could have improved the terraformation rate, but... I sent up about 30 rockets at the end. Yeah, there were loads of rockets up there. That was mental. I could have sent them before, though. If I'd sent them, like, the day before, we wouldn't have had to wait 2 hours, I suppose. But, you know, yeah, really, really good, enjoyable game, and real good fun. Really recommend people that want to build bases in games and want to terraform planets. Check that out. It is superb and multiplayer. You can play it single player, you can play it multiplayer. It's all good. I'm going to be moving house next week. Woo! Yes, it's exciting. I'm not sure if there's going to be disruption to the channel at all. We just have to wait and see. I think I've got internet, everything's sorted. I should have a much better setup. But I'm not going to have things like a desk for the first day I'm there until I buy a desk. You haven't even got a desk sorted. What do you mean? Like, what do you mean get it sorted? Like, I can have one planned to be delivered the day after I'm there. That's the best I can have. Well, you could kindly ask Kitsune to take you to the local IKEA and buy one of their cheap-ass desks. On day one? Oh my god, yeah, I will. And I'll say Zin said it was okay. Yeah. Because she's more likely to say okay. But yeah, it might be a bit of disruption on the channel, but not much. What I did want to talk about, though, is Alpha 3.23.1a is still in open PTU at time of recording. We've been waiting for this patch for a while. It's effectively the XenoThreat patch, XenoThreat that was supposed to run before Fleet Week. It just wasn't ready. There were big problems with XenoThreat, and there are still some problems with XenoThreat. Really what I want to talk about here is how important is that XenoThreat event, and what is the importance of this patch versus the cargo patch 3.23.2. So if you had to prioritize one, would you? Could you? Or is it sort of irrelevant to prioritise them because they're going to be coming anyway? They're both important. They need the metrics from XenoThreat, and obviously we need the cargo patch. I think what it is what I'm trying to say is does it feel like 3.23.2 is being delayed because of this 0.1a patch and XenoThreat? Or is the delay entirely irrelevant? I think it's irrelevant. Yeah? Frankly, we've had the majority of the content that we were supposed to have in 3.23. Yeah. Obviously, cargo is a big thing, but... It is fundamentally game-changing, the cargo updates. And I do think they were quite complex, and I'm not sure if they were ready to go to Eva Carti, because they're still not on Eva Carti. We're expecting that. We're expecting 3.23.1a to go live anytime, could be later today, and we're expecting 3.23.2 to go to Eva Carti potentially later today. And I don't think that the Eva Carti was waiting for 3.23.1a to be released, because they can run them at the same time. It's an Evo build. It's all good. Obviously, 3.23.2 is incredibly important. Getting that cargo patch in is incredibly important. And that cargo management, freight elevators, your personal instanced hangars, the sort of loading and unloading manually of cargo is just a big, huge change. And some people aren't going to enjoy it. Hopefully, most people will. I'm really interested to see if you're going to enjoy it or not, Zin. I want to do a bit of cargo hauling with you just to sort of mess around with it. I just want to see, is it just too fiddly and boring? Or is it actually this adds depth and interest and it is moderately good fun just to try and make this efficient as possible?
And we're expecting like a economy update as well with those cargo changes. I also want to say that XenoThreat is important for CIG to get metrics for stuff. They are trying to improve the netcode. They're trying to improve stuff ahead of server meshing, and running these big events is one of the ways they do that. There have been problems with the XenoThreat, like the AI just going AFK effectively, like the Javelins and Idris just not moving, things like that. And they're trying to solve that before they put that patch out to live. And I do think it is important. I do think it's hopefully going to be in a good state, because it's also important that they have the game in a state that's playable, right, for the live builds. But 3.23.2 should be coming pretty soon. Assuming that the cargo doesn't break everything, it won't be a hugely long Eva Carty cycle. And we're supposed to still be on track for end of September 4.0, but we'll have to wait and see. Do you think 4.0 by end of September's in? I mean, I keep on asking you this every week, probably.
I'd like to see it either before or just after CitizenCon.
Oh, okay. Now that's fair. So yeah, end of September's just before, I suppose, but maybe closer to CitizenCon in, 19th of October. That's often what they would do, so you may be correct on that. When you're moving up to 4.0 as well, I want it to be as stable as possible, because Star Citizen is starting to become mainstream now. I'm a bit juxtaposed with my position on this, just because I do think it's super important to have a playable game, and for it to be more mainstream and playable. There are big streamers and YouTubers now checking it out, and they want to play it. They don't want Star Citizen to be this like broken thing, like a tech demo. You don't want people to say that after sort of like 11 plus years of development. There was a post about the Javelin. The Javelin is like $2,500 worth of ship, yeah? Most expensive ship that you can buy. And you can only buy it when it's on limited sale. And they only sell like a 200 or so of them at a time, every like major sale. With like VAT and stuff in the UK, that's like $3,000. It's a ridiculous cost. Originally, the Javelin was not going to come with any gear. It was just going to be like a stripped hull. And you had to find and buy the components and the weapons. And someone in this post has basically gone, I've just been told that the Javelin doesn't come with anything. What the hell? So that was the original plan. The Javelin was going to be stripped of all the military gear. It was basically going to be a civilian surplus. Like, oh, this is an old military model. It comes with nothing inside. You've got to outfit it. And maybe if you buy a Javelin in-game, that's potentially how they come, although I doubt it. But CIG did say, or at least one of the concierge did say a little while ago, it will come with default gear. It will be flyable straight away. Comes with basic weapons, comes with basic capital components and all that sort of jazz. So don't worry, is what I'm trying to say. Will you go in, well, actually, that sort of makes sense that comes stripped of all its gear.
Yeah, I mean, I would even go so far as to say is it comes flyable, but doesn't necessarily mean it's got weapons.
Oh, I see. I believe it's going to come with some basic weapons. It's not the military loadout, though. It's going to be very basic. It's going to be civilian loadout. It's going to be stripped down, but it's going to be flyable out of the gate. It's got components. See if I can find the actual thing that was said. But you will indeed get all the components, parasite craft, and base loadout included on the Javelin. Hope this helps. So that was said a while ago by one of the concierge support people at CIG. Don't worry too much about the Javelin. I suppose it's fair to worry about it. If you've spent like $2,500 on it, you want to know that you've got a flyable ship.
I mean, to be fair, if you're going to be spending $2,500 on a ship, you should already know what you're getting.
Well, yes, but there are expectations versus... There's lots of stuff said about Star Citizen that not everyone is going to do full research into, and there is expectations of, well, they get a Javelin. Well, they've got a Javelin in the game. It's basically the same one, right? Well, probably not, because that's a military version you're seeing in game often, and you'll get like the civilian version, which is going to be the same hull, but just with a different loadout, and you'll be able to load it out.
If I was going to spend that much money, I would do my research into finding out what I'm spending my money on.
Do your research. That's what Zin's saying. Do your own research. But yeah, I don't think you have to worry about it coming with nothing or anything. That was the old plan. Should come with a loadout. Just don't expect a military loadout. People will ask and go, well, it says this. It says it comes with nothing. Well, actually, they said this in a concierge message. Well, I assume it comes with the loadout that it says on the ship page. You don't 100% know, and stuff changes. And even if it does come with that loadout might change in the future. I think it's slightly unfair to say do your own research. However, again, it's an incredibly expensive purchase. My opinion on that is it's CIG needing to be more clear with this stuff.
probably. I mean, I've also never seen the sale page for the Javelin or whatever.
Okay, that's an interesting one as well, because typically the sales page you'll see for it will be the quick one that the sort of summary one they've made for an event. So it gives you some basic details of what's going on with the ship. You'll just go, oh yeah, it's the Idris P. So a lot of people wouldn't realise that the Idris P doesn't come with the railgun. It does come with the mount, so that you could put the Idris K or the Idris M sort of loadout on it, but it's the stripped down version of the military version effectively, although technically it's its own hull, I believe. Yeah, there is a lot of stuff in Star Citizen which I will go, I don't actually really know. It's not defined, it's quite vague, and as Zin said earlier, it's alpha. They're still trying to work out some of these things, and a lot of stuff with some of these older ships. There's a load of legacy stuff here which does get a bit complicated. Feel free to ask any questions down below you want, and ask CIG questions about stuff like that, because it's worth asking. Balance in 3.23. This is something I wanted to talk about. So there was a Discord conversation posted up the other day with CIG's YogiClat talking about ship combat, balance, and master modes, stuff like that. A lot of people hate master modes. A lot of people love master modes. A lot of people, especially me, I think Zin as well, want to see where master modes is going. I like the direction of it, but it does need a load of balance, load of tweaking. I'm going to use the catch-all term of this will add more depth to it. It's certainly not there yet. And YogiClat was talking about current weapon tuning is basically going to be a placeholder until 4.0. So there is going to be updates to weapon tuning and changes to master modes and stuff like that, especially with weapon tuning. It's kind of a placeholder until 4.0 because everything has to be reworked for the resource network, the engineering stuff. Now, do you feel then that feedbacks that people are giving about combat and weapon tuning and stuff is irrelevant because of that until 4.0, or do you think it's still helping CIG?
It's still helping CIG because they'll have an idea of what they want.
Yeah.
And they can look at this feedback and decide whether it's relevant or not.
Yeah, and it will help them with direction, it will help them understand stuff, and it is really, I mean, it's going to be a little bit of the master modes and stuff that keeps on getting updated and improved, but all of that feedback together helps them sort of choose direction and how to tune weapons between each other at the very least. They're overhauling it, but they're not tuning it in a vacuum. They do have an idea now. And master modes and stuff like that are going to continue to be updated into 4.0. That stuff's not being fully overhauled or anything. It's just being sort of updated and improved is the idea. But you can expect big changes with 4.0 and some little changes with 3.20, 3.2. That's all I'm saying. Do you think, so people keep on asking this, before Star Citizen 1.0 launches...
Yeah.
Do you think they will have no more resets before that, or do you think there will be a big reset when 1.0 launches? I
think there should be a big reset, like on the release of 1.0.
Yeah, I agree. 1.0, this is the final full reset.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, I agree with you. Lots of people were saying, in beta they should have no more resets and stuff like that. And I say, yeah, have no more resets until 1.0 comes out. And then have a final reset.
Yeah. Obviously, try and not have as many resets as you can manage, because obviously it helps them with the database and stuff like that and how well it performs.
Yeah. And we are expecting a full reset with 4.0 at the moment. We don't know that for sure, but that's the expectation. And CIG have also been talking about 4.1 casually, although the main goal after 4.0 is to push towards a 1.0 full commercial release, minimum viable product, full commercial release. Do expect there to be 4.x patches, 4.1, 4.2, stuff like that, as they're moving towards it. Because it might be a year or two, potentially longer, before 1.0 comes out. Something that's coming out a bit earlier, Zin.
Yeah.
Alien Week.
Oh.
Or Aliens. So probably going to start in a week's time, although there is an International Bar Citizen Day on the 15th of June. So this is going to be around all the CIG studios around the world. There will be a bar citizen there, and CIG will be in attendance at these, and they'll be giving out their new Xi'an flair item, and there'll be ships and prizes and stuff to be won. It will be a good Star Citizen fan meetup. I really like the bar citizens, especially when I don't drink too much. I wish I could go to this one, but I'm moving house like a couple of days later. With these meetups and stuff, Sin, do you think that they're a great idea for CIG to have loads of meetups each year for bar citizens, or do you think it causes like bar citizen meetup fatigue, or do you just find it outstanding and amazing that a game that is in alpha can have this much sort of community-driven events and sort of meetups.
I think it's fine. Like, people get to meet up, people get to talk about the game. Like, I don't know why you'd get fatigue. If you do, just don't go.
Well, I just, like, there's a lot of hype and stuff around Star Citizen, and I think what it is that back in the day, 2016, 2017, there was a lot of Bar Citizen meetups, but there wasn't much going on in the game. But I think that we have the sort of opposite now, where we've come out of the pandemic era, and there's actually quite a lot going on in Star Citizen all the time now, and people really want to go to these Bar Citizens, and they can run these big fan events like CitizenCon, like Bar Citizens every week all over the world with people attending. I find it so strange and weird that things like BlizzCon get effectively cancelled or delayed and stuff like that because they don't think they're going to be big enough or make enough money or whatever. But Star Citizen can run these events, and there's so many fan events just constantly. I just think it's
the thing is that the Bar Citizens are nothing compared to BlizzCon.
Yeah,
they're literally just they've contacted a venue and gone, we'd like to use this venue. I'm not even sure they have to pay any money for it, because it's literally, the bar's open to the public.
Yeah, no. I see what you're saying. It's just I don't see this much with other games where there's constant meetups from the community. I mean, obviously...
Yeah, because the other developers don't care.
Ooh.
They don't care. And I'm going to go back to the whole videos of developers thing again. You watch any other game and you listen to the developers talking about their game, and it sounds scripted and it sounds horrible, and I'm watching it and I'm like, this is going to fail. And then you watch Inside Star Citizen and you see these guys honestly chatting about this game that they're making, and you see that they care about it. And that's the difference.
And I totally agree with you. There is a lot of drive and love of the game with the Star Citizen devs, and they actively go out there. I would also like to say that Zin's sweeping generalization of all other games is incorrect. Obviously, there are lots of devs that love their games. And
yeah, but they're not the ones sitting in front of a camera. They will just focus on their game. Obviously, Star Citizen is different because it is funded by the community.
But yes, I love Star Citizen community. And a big part of that is the devs getting involved and getting in the trenches and talking about stuff. Obviously, Jared and the people that make the shows, they are a little more freeform. They enjoy the game. They don't have these hard scripts. And that comes across. They love the game. They love making the game. They love the community. And it's not just a corporate money-making exercise for them. You could argue that it is for some of them. That's not the feel I get. And I'm glad that there are so many meetups. I just found it outstanding. I love being part of this community. I genuinely do. I love the Bar Citizens. I love the shows. And even Zin's a convert. She didn't used to love Star Citizen. I'm not sure she loves Star Citizen. Yeah. But you'll defend it, and you'll talk about
appreciate
good points. Yeah. Zin's a fighter, not a lover. But no, I'm glad I got your candid opinion on that. That's appreciated. But yeah, that's all I really wanted to talk about today. We're still waiting on Alpha 3.23.1a at time of recording. Anyway, should be going live super soon. Hopefully they've solved a good portion of that XenoThreat stuff. They just want to get XenoThreat out, finish that stuff off, phase 6+ of the Overdrive initiative, and then move on to 3.23.2, that big cargo patch. And then it's a much shorter road to Alpha 4.0, which we will be getting this year. Otherwise, I'll eat
a nice steak.
Oh, eat a delicious steak. Oh, that's a good one. I'll have to eat that. I have to eat a steak. Oh, damn you, CIG. Lots of stuff coming soon. Should be pretty cool. Alien Week. They'll be selling loads of alien ships. Might have a new release, be it concept or straight to flyable. And if you go to one of those international Bar Citizens that CIG are in attendance, you may be able to pick up one of those new Xi'an pyramids, I think they are.
Yeah, I've seen a picture. I can't remember exactly what they are.
Yeah, well, I don't think they said specifically. I think they basically said some new trinket from the Xi'an.
Oh, okay.
And they showed a picture of what looks like a little pyramid-y type thing in your hand. The community seemed to go crazy for it, at least collectors do anyway. But yes, thank you very much for watching. That's our podcast for today. A bit rambly, I know, but that's who I am. And say goodbye, Zin.
Goodbye, Zin.
Thanks very much for watching. You should check out nordvpn.com/BoredGamer. The link's below. That will give you better accessibility, security, and privacies on the internet. And I use it because it's a great VPN. What else? Toby Eye Tracker, precision eye tracking and head tracking natively supported in Star Citizen. Links to that down below as well. Oh, using my eyes to do stuff. Right, I already do. But head tracking, eye tracking. It's cool. Every month we have a ship giveaway, and for June we are giving away a Freelancer Miss, which is a fantastic little multi-crew missile boat. We're also bundling this with a Pulse, the little tiny bike with the big laser on it. You'll get lifetime insurance on both of those and a Star Citizen game package. So all you need to play Star Citizen, all you need to do to be in for a chance of winning that is comment on any of my videos made during June. Good luck to you. Also, if you want to further support the channel, please consider clicking the join button under my videos. It really does help. There's also Patreon on loads of affiliate links and stuff like that down below in the video description and in the comments, so check those out, and that helps the channel out too. Thank you so much for watching. Have a great June. Thank you for watching to the end, and don't forget to click all the things down below, or at least the things you want to click on.